I'm going to go one step better. Anybody ever own Firebird? Okay, how about hanger, skirt, hanger.
Nice.
That's how it looks. Just 100 times smaller or bigger. Well, it's actually about 12 to 15 times bigger on the beef carcass. But that does not look like that. Firebird. What is it?
Phoenix.
Yeah, is that what that is? Okay, pretty cool, right? Here, it's trim. Unfortunately. Okay, now, nitty gritty. I'm going to take these off. Completely off. Ink.
This is basically the plate.
Yes, plate and flank all together. Okay, but
Makes like short. And would those be the Denver ribs?
yes, they're gonna be.
Okay, go in.
Sure, he's gonna rain on my parade. This guy, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, I can't catch a break with you guys. You're right. You're correct.
You show those slideshows and then you see it.
Right. You know what that's called? Tell, show, tell.
That's
Okay? Talked about it, and I'm showing you, and I'm telling you at the same time. So, tell, show, tell is a very effective way to teach. See it? You talk about it, you see it, you can relate to it, and we talk about it as you can see it, and it makes a big difference. Now, Denver ribs. All right, let's go back to Hog Day. The whole thing was a full slab, right?
Yep.
And what was that saying I used?
St. Louis.
Take the brake off and head to St. Louis. Okay? Here's your Denver ribs. Okay, typically we cut off back in here.
like.
All right? Here's your little fatty. A little on the fatty side.
Almost look like bait.
I would trim those up. I'd eat those in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In a minute.
I love the sounds we make in here. It sounds like we're watching swimsuit models, but we're just looking at meat. Ooh. Ooh.
These guys are very bad. I never even thought of anything like that. These words just hurt my ears.
It's all on time. Bring it on time.
Now, not a good example because it's not really that lean, but you'll see where it comes from. So this piece here, does that not resemble a pork belly?
Yeah.
It looks like
Pretty much what it is, just a lot smaller. Now what I would do if I was making lamb bacon, I would wait until I got some real heavy lamb breasts, or some heavy ones. They have to be like half again as thick as this. I would clean them up nice, take this skin off, and I would glue them together.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like the meat glue?
Yep. Transglutamates?
Huh? Yep.
Transglutamates? You used it?
Yeah, I used it before and it was really, really
Pretty
one
cool
of the
stuff,
coolest
right?
thing ever.
Yeah. Several years ago, when Chef Dean Felder was my dean, I asked her, I said, Dean, I would like to teach my students how to do lamb bacon. And her comment was, no, I don't think you should do that. And I said, well, why? And I asked her. And she said, nobody's using lamb bacon. Who's using lamb bacon? Nobody's using lamb bacon. Why waste their time if you can teach them what valuable things? I said, okay, no problem. So I went on my way. It wasn't 3 weeks later. In the New York Times, the Wednesday food edition, big cover story on lamb bacon. I was cool. I just cut it out. I didn't say a word. I just folded it up and I shoved it underneath the door of her office. Walked away. Didn't even put my name on it. Just did that. She came down the next day. Okay, chef, you win. She was so cool.
That's a good enough reason to teach people something like
Yes.
that. Because nobody else is doing it. So.
Thank you. My thought process exactly. A lot of the things I teach you is what's out there. You know, it's what I do that nobody else does. You know, my thought process. People have choices. Customers have choices. What are you going to do to make them choose your restaurant and not hers, or his, or yours and not his? What are you going to do? When you're sitting at that interview in a few months, you're sitting at that table and you're all decked up and you're all dressed up, what are you going to do to make that guy want to hire you and not anybody else? What are you going to do to separate yourself? Okay. That's where I hope that some of the things I've taught you will come into play.
So, chef,
So, anyway,
for this meat, can you almost like dry cure it to make like a
I've never
cheddar?
dry cured this. I don't know. I never have. I have made lamb prosciutto
Yeah.
out of the legs. Okay, I didn't care for it. I thought it was just way too strong.
Yeah.
But this I've done many times. Glued them together.
Okay.
I had some pork bellies not too long ago that I had gotten in my store. See now here, I would peel this back. Just want to show you this kind of crazy stuff that I would do. Peel that back. Shave that out of there. All right. Clean this up a little bit because the meat glue doesn't stick to fat very well.
Yeah. Only protein to protein.
Protein to protein, right? Bring that back in there. And that next piece would go right on top of this piece, and I would just try and trim it and fit it, do whatever I had to do. Maybe I would peel these, put these in there. Okay? You know, I would just put a lot of flesh in here that I can get in there. And then, powder everything. Powder everything, put it all together.
The other thing was when it gets cooked, I thought it would be noticeable, but it's all gone.
Seamless.
I have a restaurant. Are you guys familiar with what we're talking about?
Yeah.
You? What's that?
I know of it. I've never used
Okay, I'll tell you how I just recently used it in my shop. I have a restaurant that wants me to make them perfect 8-ounce tenderloins. But I got to stay cost effective because why would they buy it from me when they go to a supplier and get it? I cut it by hand. So what I do is I take 2 tenderloins. Now you know a tenderloin is big on one end, it tapers down to nothing on the other end, right? And we clean it all up. You saw me do it, right? Well, let's picture my forearm as a tenderloin. Up here is the big side. Down here is where it tapers down to nothing. Well, what happened if I took 2 of them? And just kind of found that happy medium.
Perfect.
Okay, just slide them back and forth to where I get to the point where I'm like, same distance all the way through. Open it up, powder it, bring it back together, wrap it up in plastic, really super tight, right? Put it away for 6 or 8 hours, 10 hours. Cut them in the next day, start cutting steaks. I get $17 a pound when I do that. And I don't throw any of the trim away. So, yeah. You don't have to worry about the ears, because the ears, you're going to glue all the ears in. And if they're big enough, you take the ears off separately and glue all them together, okay?
These are the little flaps on the side.
Yeah, the ears and the wings, yeah. You can take them off and do them up individually. You know, it's a lot you can do with it. But here's the problem that a lot of people, chefs today, are doing is they're abusing it.
Yep.
They're
Definitely.
collecting trimmings throughout the course of a week, and then they're trying to group them all together and make something out of it. Well, you've got bacteria all over the place here, and all you're doing now is you're locking that bacteria in. But here I just took this piece of meat, and if I didn't show you the Denver ribs, I would take the other piece of meat immediately, put them in here, I would have put these in here, I would have taken the skin off of these, I would have put these in here, okay? And our exposure to bacteria is limited. But if you start taking pile of strips of meat and piling them into a bag, and 4 or 5 days later you're going to go and start gluing them all together, that's pushing the envelope the wrong way, right? And that's where, like any other thing in the world, a good product gets abused. Okay. Okay.
So is that why that you can buy like filet mignons at the grocery store for like $4?
No, that's all Australian beef.
Oh, it's just
Yeah,
cheap.
it's either Australian or cheap shit.
Okay.
That's all it is. You would never see a grocery store do that. Transglutamase is $100 for 2 pounds.
Okay, so it's not even cheap. Okay.
No, it's $100 for about 2 pounds. All right, next step, I'm going to come in, I'm going to separate the rack from the loin. And I'm not going to depend on my eyesight, I'm going to feel each bone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to run right down in between 8 and 9, as close to the middle as I can get. Go right to the backbone. Turn it around. See, now I could just easily go like this and come back up the other side, but suppose I make a mistake. Don't think it can't happen. All these years I still make mistakes. Luckily I know how to fix most of them.
It's all about recovery.
Recovery is important, you know, and being able to own up to the fact that you made a mistake. Oh, perfect.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
What is it?
It's
like solid core.
Spinal cord.
Ooh.
Spinal cord.
Ooh, that's weird.
It's your central nervous system,
That's
buddy.
weird. That's real weird.
I'm really glad that happened to me. That's what yours feels like too.
Pull it out.
You would know.
I gotta know what
Seems like squid.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Half cooked squid.
Okay. I've tried to pull it out before, but it just doesn't work most of the time. Okay. And if I squeeze this out, it'll be a very pasty-like material that will come out of it. Okay, it's pretty rough. If you got a weak stomach, it's not something you want to play with.
Porn.
Okay, now I am very safety conscious of people that work outside, and I know that this finished product is going to end up going in the freezer, and then they'll bring it out and they'll cut it on the bandsaw. Well, you guys probably haven't worked on a bandsaw yet, but it's one of the most respected machines in the industry that I've ever worked with. And you always want to make sure that you're 5 steps ahead of the safety, because that machine is very unforgiving, and usually when it comes off, they don't go back on. I have seen fingers reattached, but so I clean them up nice for the team outside. And I'm going to take out that last rib bone, the 13th rib. So this will lay flatter. Rib bone right here. Okay. Put my knife on the edge of it. Now I'm not doing this for any other reason other than safety. Because it'd be so much easier for them to cut it if they don't have to worry about that bone catching.
So that's our loin, Chef?
What's that?
It's our loin.
Yeah, this is our loin, yeah. This is our loin. Let me get this out of there first and I'll show you. Okay. 13th rib. Now, I got something that will lay nice and flat. Trim it up nice and even. Now, the double chop that we showed you before was a matter of cutting right across both, leaving all of this stuff in. Just cut right across the two of them, lay it out on the table. Oh, it's got to be such a beautiful sight. It's got to be. So now these are ready. These are trimmed enough to go to any kitchen, just where they are. And I've taken all the, well, not all, I've taken a good portion of the risk out. Cutting these on the bandsaw because they'll freeze them flat. I'll open them up and I'll just put them on the sauce. I'll split them and I'll just put them on the sauce, start cutting. Okay. So there's your loin. All this is junk. Mixed up here, don't balls have to go over here. That goes over there. Sorry about that. Okay. Trimmings, junk. Okay. So are we good so far? Okay, now I'm going to come in, and I'm going to make my cut here and here. I'm going to take the chine and the feathers out in one piece. Right up against the feather bones.
Wow.
Look at that.
This is not hard. This is not hard. This is nothing that every one of you can do this. All you gotta do is know how to run along the edge of the chine to stop when you hit the feather. All right? That's it. It's not hard, believe me.
How do you get that little tube of meat out?
Well, that was luck. The tube of meat,
The,
that's not meat, that's vertebrae.
oh, I didn't even see that. It looked, from here, honestly, it looked like a little.
That's your
Okay.
that's your vertebrae. The disc is the cartilage in between.
Okay. Dope.
Okay, so there you have your split chine rack. Send all means maybe just put this in the package. Go like this, put a wrap on it, and away you go. That's called split chine send all. Okay, so you ready for your demo?
You sure?
All right.